What up, YouTube? Welcome back to another major market breakdown. If you haven't been here before, I'm Drip. I host these breakdowns and a live show where we talk about the market and take trades and talk about the news and get into all the data that makes the markets go boom. But without further ado, let's get into it. If you haven't already, hit that like button, sub button, and that bell icon. Again, all that's gonna tell the algorithm that there's good content and needs to get pushed forward. All right. Um, but as we always do, starting off with DXY, we got exactly what we were looking for last week. This kind of easy trickle down towards this equilibrium of this overall area we've been looking at, and you guys can go look at last week's episode to get a little bit more context on that. But I'm expecting so I think rate cuts have been kind of priced in a little bit. So like we're gonna get this 25 basis point cut this week at the FOMC meeting, and you know of course it's bearish for the dollar, and I've been saying that. I've been saying that over and over in video after video, but um like I don't, and not every single time there's a rate cut, is there super duper, bearish momentum on the underlying asset. That's not just for the U.S. dollar. That's for any currency. Just because of the rhetoric around it. So we got to be careful about how they're going to be speaking about 2026, because if they're speaking, if they come out, do the rate cut and then come out a few hours later talking super extra positive, then we'll see some rebound on this dollar here. And yeah, it'll overall it's gonna still trickle down, but just this week, that day, it's we may see like a push towards, like, you see this little gap right here. I think that could be an area of interest. I had this big box here, but um like this right here, I'd just be wary of, right? And on top of the fact that I'm gonna show you in a second, I'm about to cut my small loss on a euro trade and wait for a better position. But I'm kind of seeing the dollar. I mean, there was some good U.S. data that came out, and I'm inclined to believe that they'll drop a little bit more, um, even though the jobs data was horrible. But um, you know, it's overall, I mean, if we're talking about like on a monthly time frame, the dollar's still bullish. It was just you know, and in a rate cutting season at the moment. So that's this right here is the market pricing in a lot of this we're cutting rates and the job market. But let's take a look at Euro USD real quick. um, this isn't the chart that I wanted to look at. There's another Euro chart, the Yolanda chart. No, there it is. Okay, so this is the original entries that we have, but this is the secondary entry that we took last week, and I'm cutting my loss right here. I'm not gonna wait for it to hit stop loss, so let's get rid of that. And I would like price to come down into these areas some more, because like I said, I'm seeing the dollar may have a little bit of upside, then reasonably so this is gonna have a little bit of downside. I didn't mean to grab that. I meant to grab another one of these. Um, so I'm kind of waiting for price to come down. I would like an entry here, right? But we may not see that much dollar upside to get another entry down here. If that would just be a lovely discount before it does all of this. I would love to get an entry down here, but I think that this is probably the area um, that'll give us the bounce. All right, but both of these areas here, I like a wide area of risk. The risk to reward is still relatively 1 to 4. um, because I'm looking to swing this into 2026. I'm looking to swing these entries, um, and then on GBP USD, um, similar. I'm looking for similar. I think we'll end up pulling back to these swing highs down here that we kind of just shot through, right? I mean, from a fundamental standpoint, just on how I believe that the news is going to play. 'Cause I do think one of the FOMC members is going to come out and speak positive after they cut rates. Kind of keep everything balanced. They like to keep everything kind of balanced. Um, but that'll open up an opportunity for price to. Let me get rid of this line here. I don't really need that. I don't need this either. Sorry, my charts get kind of cluttered sometimes. I honestly don't need this either. Um, but yeah, I'd like price to come back into. I don't need these either. Wow, random boxes. Come back into this area and give me an entry. But I do end up having a lot of random boxes, due to the fact that like there's a lot of entries I look for that don't happen. When you're precision trading, there's gonna be a lot of entries you look for and they don't happen. You know what I mean? And it's just the bane of waiting for really good setups. So I'd like price to, and I mean this right here. I mean off of, if we're talking about off of this full rally, I bet you it's like probably in my golden zone. Not super in my golden zone. Not, I mean, like I really like a 50 to 618, but it is like a 38% retracement, which is definitely not bad on GBP USD. Um, yeah, the risk to reward is similar to EUR USD. I probably wouldn't like it to break more structure than this, right? And if it decides that this is the entry it wants, then I'll cut a loss and get back in. Um, Something like that. It won't look exactly like that on my broker because it's a little bit different. FXCM, but roughly that. Um, and then one of the trades that we were looking at on the live show, GBPAUD, I wanted to touch on real quick before I got into gold and SBX because we are gonna get in that, so stay tuned. But and excuse my voice, it's a little nasally because I'm kind of sick. It's mad cold out here, where I'm at, and my God, it hit me all of a sudden. Like I just like went to sleep last night, woke up in the middle of the night, my face is just like crazy stuffy. It's like hit me all of a sudden. But excuse my voice. Um, I had said that. So here's how if you weren't on the live stream or didn't watch the live replay, here's how it happened. So we found that GBAUD was really weak on the edge finder over here. And let me refresh it real quick. Hold on, cause like sometimes when I refresh it, I have to like relog in. So let me refresh it. Mm, Skip like 10 seconds ahead. All right, all right, all right. We good. So I found it on here, right? Um, uh, um, switch account. Sorry, that's how it makes me do the relog in. Okay, share this tab instead. All right, so bunch of news and data that we talked about and whatnot on GPAD, and then at the same time over here on um, the bird's eye view tool, my tool, the one that I built. We got a bearish momentum incoming read. So that's how that came together. Let me probably neutral right now. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. Most likely. So just to give you guys a little bit of background on that, like how that trade came together. Um, you know, kind of mixing my tool with the fundamental analysis from another one. Um, and I was gonna wait for this entry, but I'm like, if my tool is saying it's incoming, it's probably incoming. So we we got the bearish momentum incoming read from my tool and decided to just pop a little entry, and it sold off very well. How many points is that? How many points is that? Roughly just over 100 points. Not nothing too crazy. Not nothing too. You know what I'm saying? But on the 4 hour, a decent move for sure, for sure. Now from here, I'm looking for price to continue lower. And let me show you some targets that we should have. Um, First target, them double bottom. It's probably like at this point pulling price to it. I didn't mean to drop that one there, but we can just let me go on my daily over here. There we go, much easier. Now granted, this may not fall this darn low. Um, the winds may change, but target. Those would be my targets. Because that was like a little swing top for consolidation. This is the swing bottom for that consolidation. So I'd rather just kind of use those. Pretty fair move. Dang, I didn't mean to add another line. Okay. Um, but like once this target is reached, like these two are much easier, and it looks like we're already, headed there. So, um, we'll see how price decides to act in that area once we do price down there. But if you want to get in, like how do I get in? I'm not in the trade yet. I didn't watch the live. You know what I'm saying? I don't, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You know what I'm saying? Right before the bell, right after the bell, and like a couple hours in between. Like we're live. We're super live. So tap in. But I would like a push down. Like this looks like it's just gonna melt. It's just gonna like I want to like say like, oh, you can get a pullback entry, but I don't see it pulling back. You know, but this little double bottom may give some technical traders, institutional technical traders some oomph to like grab a little bit of a buy here, and push price a little bit back into this um broken area that we have. I would love for that to happen, and if that does happen, I'll take another entry. Otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of let it melt, and then down here is we'll definitely get some type of a bounce that'll give an opportunity to get in, as long as the winds are still blowing in the direction of this to the downside, and that I mean that like from a fundamental standpoint. But for now, it looks like that is the case. Now let's take a look at gold. Let's take a look at gold. I'm not in gold right now. I was um, for a second, and then I had took profit on silver, but now I want to get back in. Do I do? I want to get back in before we breach this high here. Now, the way that gold kind of consolidated here, like it consolidated here and lost quite a bit of strength, like from a relative standpoint. But institutions are still buying like heavy. You know what I mean? So like inflows are good. So price should trickle higher. If this level isn't like broken early in the week, oops, right, yeah. If this level right here isn't broken early in the week, if bulls keep it up, I'm getting in. Simple, real simple. Now if price decides to not hold here, let me get rid of this because that's not a level I'm really paying attention to. Then this is my next go zone down here at 4104. So we got a go zone at 41.75, 76 ish, and then 41.0. I do like gold buys, and I believe the Edge Finder likes gold buys too. Let me go take a look. Am I blind? I might be blind. Hold on. Oh yeah, no, there. See, gold is getting a neutral reading on the edge. Um, but that's probably. It's because it's probably going to be pretty a tight consolidation, until like that rate cut happens. Um, Rate cut is definitely going to give it some oomph to the upside just because it's rate cut news, and it's gold. But like I said, like gold can be a lot more volatile during rate cut news than like the USD or any currency pair really. Um, but I like this entry, and I like this entry now. Risk well. Like if this entry fails, I'm not holding it till it gets down here. If this entry fails, I'm getting out here and I'm getting back in down here. That's how that's gonna work out. Um, and then I will be taking a little bit of profit at all-time highs, but with silver kind of leading the charge. Let's go check out. um, Silver kind of leading the charge here, going higher, and it's crazy. I took some profit on a silver trade, like was a week ago, like week and a half ago maybe, and I'm mad I did it. Um, but it is what it is. I had a lot of risk on the table, so I wanted to take some off. Um, I say if you want to get in silver though, like you'd have to kind of wait for a pullback to this level here. There's kind of no no other way to get in silver. Like it's got to cool off for a second. You know what I mean? But in lieu of us like seeing upside on dollar, you know what I mean? Like that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Seeing a little bit of upside on dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like looking for a little bit of upside on silver. So it seems like we have some good trades that may be setting up here soon. We just gotta kind of wait and let everything play itself out. I wouldn't want to go. I don't want to hold it too much more than that right there. And then back to all-time highs at the very least. At the very least, this is like a you know 1 to 2 trade, a little over 1 to 2 here. But you know what I'm saying? Like when you're at the top, when you already kind of like when you're at all-time highs, the risk to reward is gonna be, you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna be as good as like it is on gold. You know what I'm saying? We got some more run up to do. So um, let me look at Nasdaq before we get out of here. Last but not least, Jesus Christ, let me clear my Nasdaq charts. Let's just clear everything. Remove 26 drawings. Let's get rid of that. Way too much going on. Okay. Um, with the alerts that I have, I can kind of still kind of gauge what I had going on. um, so essentially, if price decides to push above, like just decide to buy from here, then I'm waiting for a pullback of to this level here. I believe on my hourly, my hourly time frame will give me that level. So put a good push above here, and then a pullback will give me an entry here. But I like more a pullback to this level here. And like I was talking about this on the live show on Friday, I believe, either Friday or Wednesday. One of them, I was talking about it. Um, I want to. It had to be Friday. It definitely had to be Friday. Um, uh, I want to pull back to this level here before it going higher. And now that I've kind of like did some reading, um, looked at the dollar I mean, seeing what I'm seeing, um, I like it even more. I like a pullback to this level and then a buy off of that even more. So I'm still bullish on Nasdaq, but I'm really still bullish on just about everything that I was talking, except for GBP but everything else is still bullish on. I'm just seeing that the market has some cooling down to do because like we've been talking about like the euro buys, we've been talking about them for like a month now. You know what I mean, they've been happening. You know what I'm saying? So um, you got what goes up must come down. Now, granted, that it doesn't always have to happen. That's why we, you know what I'm saying, we have these scenarios where, if price decides, it doesn't, Nasdaq may not want to cool off. Maybe it doesn't want to pull back right now. There are quite a few earnings reports that are coming on Monday. So we could end up seeing that scenario where we push higher, get that pullback, and we move on from there. So make sure y'all are trading diligently, risking lightly. Don't overtrade. Trade drippy, please. Uh, Make sure y'all tap in Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I start the live stream at 8:30, between 8:30 and 8:45. I do my part until about 9:30, 9:45 ish, and then I kick it over to Jim. He does stocks, going through the stocks that he's currently trading, analyzing, basically doing the same thing that I do with Forex and indices, but with stocks. And then later in the day, we have Kevin come in and trade some futures with y'all, and like he's a dog with it. So make sure y'all tap in. All right, I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.